Masters, please stand up. Face the flags. Chariot, kukudahayo, kunye. Paro. Munyon. Paro. Masters and Grandmasters, please face the students. Students, chariot, kunye. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the United World Taekwondo Association's 58th Black Belt Award Ceremony. My name is Miss Carol Cooper, National Director of Examinations. Can everyone be seated? Allow me to introduce our Masters and Grandmasters. UWTA Advisory Board Senior Master Paul Olson. UWTA Vice President of U.S. Operations Senior Master Amatus Perarian. UWTA Vice President of Tournaments Senior Master Clinton S. Robinson. UWTA Advisory Board Chief Master Al Sim. UWTA Chief Executive Officer and Founder Grandmaster Clinton Robinson. UWTA Founder Grandmaster Zhang H. Lee. Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the Class of Fall 2020 Testers Black Belt Ceremony. Along your journey to Black Belt, you learn a lot about yourself, life in general, and what your Black Belt means to you personally. One portion of your test is to reflect on your path and write about your experiences. Every year, we choose 2 students to share their experiences with you. Our first testimonial will be read by Adita Dukel.
I am very excited about finally getting my black belt. I started my Taekwondo journey more than 4 years ago as a tiny tiger. I remember my days as a tiny tiger where I learned techniques through fun with my fellow tigers. My parents tell me that I was initially not as excited about Taekwondo and they had to spend much time coaxing me to practice for tests. But I hardly remember any of that resistance. All I can think about now is how I can perfect my techniques while adding more power to my strikes, punches, and kicks. I consider the black belt my reward for all those years of hard work and learning and perfecting my taekwondo. Taekwondo for me is not just a sport. While it has helped build physical strength and has qualified me to be an athlete, it has also taught me discipline, to be more responsive, paying attention to details, and to appreciate perfection. It has helped me grow in confidence and has better prepared me to face bullies that I may have to face someday or the other in life. I feel confident about being able to stand up for what I believe is right and for other people and for others that may need support. I feel strong inside out. I have dabbled a few sports such as soccer and swimming in the past and never stuck with any of them the way I did with taekwondo. The fact that I stay committed with taekwondo gives me the confidence that I can follow through with a program and complete it successfully. I have been able to attend several taekwondo tournaments each year. I cherish my medal and trophy collection and proudly display it in my room. The tournaments have taught me that while you may practice all you want and think you are pretty good, there may always be someone who is a tad better. Being second or third place in a contest does not mean I give up, but it serves as a motivation to learn from my mistakes, find out what I need to improve on, and do better the next time. At the same time, winning gold medals at tournaments and hearing that awesome job remark from my coaches and parents means so much. It makes all the hard work and time spent in practice worthwhile. It teaches me to always go prepared 100% and never underestimate competition. All the hard work and sweat has culminated into this black belt hasn't only been mine. I am deeply grateful to my mom and dad for realizing that their feisty 4-year-old boy could be a natural at taekwondo for signing me up for taekwondo and for tournaments each year. A big thank you to Master Frega, Master Salvo, and Miss Byrne for spending countless hours in class and training me and helping me perfect my techniques. You have all created a wonderful environment for me to grow in. Your words of motivation as well as criticism have helped me so much. I am proud to be a first-generation black belt in my family, and I could not have done it without your support. Being awarded the black belt feels no less than reaching the peak of the Mount Everest. My teacher, Master Frega, tells us that earning the black belt is only the start of our taekwondo journey. All I can say is that if this is a road trip, then I cannot wait to drive.
Our next testimonial will be read by Stacy Gilder.
Hi, my name is Stacy Gilder, and this is my black belt essay. My journey to becoming a black belt. My name is Stacy Gilder, and I am 48 years old. I am a mother of a 9-year-old black belt. I remember very well that one time in my life, I was unhealthy and somewhat depressed. My weight was 217 pounds, and I was waiting for a very serious spinal cord surgery. Without the surgery, one accident could have left me a quadriplegic. My mother had passed away from the same surgery. After her surgery, it left her a quadriplegic, and within 2 months, she passed away. So I found myself making excuses and putting off my surgery because I thought, what if the same thing happened to me? I wasn't ready to die yet, and I wasn't ready to leave my kids without a mother. I got to the point to where both of my arms were numb constantly, and at the beginning of March 2017, my daughter told me I was going to be a grandma. I was so happy. I decided right then and there I was going to make some serious lifestyle changes. I scheduled my surgery and I prayed for the best. And in September of 2017, they fused my cervical spines C3 through C7 with a titanium brace. While recovering from my surgery, I would walk back and forth in front of the strip mall where my daughter attended Taekwondo class. For 45 minutes every day, I would walk back and forth in front of the strip mall as much as I possibly could. I would walk so much that I would walk home and to class. It totally changed my eating habits. I quit drinking soda and juice. Now I only drink water and coffee. I began to log everything I ate and drank and started counting my calories. I started to lose a few pounds. Then one day in March 2018, while watching Selena in class, Master Robinson announced he was starting a moms only Taekwondo class. I remember thinking to myself, I would totally do that. And he asked a group of moms to try it out. It really excited me, but at the same time, I was also worried. I was concerned about my recent surgery. I was not sure if I would be able to keep up or even do all that was asked of me. So I told Master Robinson my concern, and he just laughed at me and gave me a look I see all too often from him now. He said he would modify my workout, and I began the Moms Only class on April 28th, 2018. This class was on Saturdays only. I enjoyed the Taekwondo class a lot. And soon after, I started taking regular classes, as many as I possibly could. Eventually, I started building up some stamina and was able to keep up with everyone else in class. Soon the pounds started to melt away. When I first started my diet, I set myself a goal of 145 pounds. I have exceeded my goal in my weight loss, and I have lost a total of over 75 pounds. With that goal accomplished, it was time for me to set a new goal. Every student that practices Taekwondo has a goal, and that is to become a black belt. Of course, this is a goal that I have, and this to become a black belt. And for me as well, but my next goal is to earn my first color belt. For my first belt test, I memorized Kibon and Kicho forms. I was proud of myself. I have earned my white yellow belt, and in July 2018, my daughter Selena and I attended the UWTA summer camp. We went to Camp Withers in Soda Springs, California. I had a blast, 3 workouts a day plus 1 midnight workout. Push-ups and sit-ups in the hot gravel stations that taught you different things like weapons, self-defense, and form techniques. But of all the workouts, the best by far was the 5:30 a.m. sunrise hike workout. We also had fun swimming in the lake and the bonfire movie night. I really can't wait to do it again. As I move forward in earning my belts, I am feeling good until Master Robinson tells me one day, Miss Stacy, it's time for you to do a tournament. I'm freaking out inside. Probably on the outside too. Situations like this have always been one of my biggest fears. As a child in school, I would take a fail if I had to stand in front of a class and give a report. I registered for my first tournament in October 2018. Selena and I did the Grand National Championship in Reno, Nevada. I remember being called to the staging area while waiting to be taken to the judging mat. I looked down at my Fitbit and checked my heart rate because I felt my heart was beating out of my chest. My heart rate was 137 beats per minute. At this point, my anxiety level was through the roof. I had to talk myself out of walking away. I competed and got 3rd place in my forms and 1st place in board breaking. I was so happy and proud of myself when the tournament was over. I did it. I faced one of my biggest fears, and I'm still alive. I have done many tournaments since then. I have not always left with the medal, and other times I have left with more than one. But I can tell you that each time I competed in a tournament, it feels like my first one all over again. As I earned my belts and came closer to becoming a black belt candidate, I kind of started to panic a little. I thought I could memorize one form in 3 one-steps per testing period, but how in the world was I ever going to memorize 3 forms and the one-steps that went with them? I guess you could say that I have always lacked a little confidence, but that is something Taekwondo is helping me to work on. I have doubted myself and thought more negatively in the past. This also is something that Taekwondo has given me the tools to change. Taekwondo has not only changed my life physically, it has changed my life mentally as well. Before my new lifestyle change, I guess you could say I was somewhat depressed and kept myself isolated. I was a total homebody. Since starting Taekwondo, I have met and made many new friends, both students and parents. I met Anna and Charlene when Selena was a tiny tiger. They both made me feel comfortable. They shared information and explained to me things about Taekwondo that I should know about testing and tournaments and the workouts. We also shared a lot of laughs together. We may have even gotten in trouble a few times. But the most laughs I have had is definitely in the morning class. I love this class and everybody in it. I absolutely love doing Taekwondo. It has changed my life in so many ways, all for the better. Taekwondo has strengthened my body and mind. It has improved my health and increased my energy level. Taekwondo has bettered my condition and self-esteem. It has improved my muscle tone and appearance. It has increased my strength and stamina, improved my confidence and self-esteem, and finally improved my concentration, focus, and gave me better self-discipline. Taekwondo has meant more than just self-defense. It is the whole reason I was able to change my life. Taekwondo represents a lot of hard work, discipline, perseverance, and working on a strong body and clear mind. With several goals in mind now met, hopefully I'm headed in the right direction to living a longer and happier life.
Thank you for both sharing your experiences. Senior Master Paul Olson will be explaining the knighting of candidates.
That portion of the ceremony, called the dubbing, is a gesture of respect, loyalty, dedication, and trust. The shoulder taps, known as the coli, where the sword touches the left shoulder over the head and the right shoulder, comes from the Latin ad coli and is where we get the word accolade from. The ritual is a confirmation and acknowledgement that the candidate has been proven worthy of the promotion and status of which they were seeking.
And now the moment we have all been waiting for. Avik Vatsian. Baron Ibarro. Adita Ducal. Allison Ramirez. Eliab Tola. Nakia Robinson. Asrith Kasturi. Audrey Eckert. Daniel Azevedo. Joey Frias. Lucas Lee. Miles Guth. Owen Wood. Suman Selevanthan. Dean Lancaster. Joseph Hill. Mathan Selevanthan. Paulo Tumake. Razhina Begheri. Sam Mohammedan. Vieira Millstone. Vincent Sinceri. Aiden Lujan. Christopher Valencia. Ephesian Tola. Ephraia Tola. Liam Moore. Shuban Tatapagari. Dan Nguyen. Delaney Noel Sullivan. Isaac Kim. Joseph Azevedo. Lee Krill. Skylar McKay. Whelan Patrick. Aiden Craven Grilly. Armand Madani. Chloe Williams. Jacob Conahan. Luke Cottrell. Harmandeep Bhatt. Yasmin Hosseini Asar. Justin Nguyen. Miguel Gregg. Jimena Valdivieso. Adamanda Phillips. Valerie Gross. Stacy Gilder. Eric Gross. Brian Williams. Kevin Conahan. Brian Lang. Chase Heil. Kellen Rollins. Alex Russell. Kenneth Day. Shaivika Isanyaka. Asrith Conru. John Anthony Grande. Sahana Mahesh. Annika Nanapaneni. Daniel Ige. Zachary Baker. Bailey Waddell. Olivia Sierra. Pranvan Arvidan. Brandon York. Jaden Sides. Vincent Seafred. Feiyu Wu. Srivats Apajodu. Sofia Oliveira Flores. John Sierra. Michael Freestone. Rashika Isanika. Riley Milbauer. Caitlin Lee. Natalie Freestone. Veronica Aguirre Lopez. David Penkarowitz. Violet McCurdy. Avantika Reina. Christiana Turner. Alyssa Valencia. Anaya Parkey. Emerson Kim. Isabel Burke. Joey Prince. Montapreet Sangha. Viren Chauhan. Carissa Shelton. Daniel Ramirez. Francis Anthony Grande. Ethan White. Fatima Rivera. Samuel Randall. Sarah Randall. Tyler Valencia. Wenlin Lee. Jasanpreet Kaur. Milad Hosseini. Needy George. Samuel Marchis. Kylie Hernandez. Shrikesh Tatapigari. Braven Lyles Jr. Valencia. Michelle Valencia. Paul Agosha. Margaret Snyder. Rebecca Beck. Emma Jockey. Harish Prikumar. Kaylee Breast. Medhanch Koka. Rowan Zach Umayem. Michaela Puller. Donna Webb. Being promoted to 5th Dan, Miss Jamie Palmer. Being promoted to 6th Dan, Master Bonnie Salvo. Being promoted to 7th Dan, Senior Master Sean Dalton. Being promoted to 7th Dan, Senior Master Wayne Jones. Being promoted to 7th Dan, Senior Master Sue Langdon. Being promoted to 9th Dan, Grandmaster Jack Corey. Being promoted to 9th Dan, Grandmaster Willie Rankins. Grandmaster Lee and Grandmaster Robinson will now read the UWTA oath in Korean and English.
제1조 여러분은 무술 유단자로서 부여되는 책임과 권리 및 특권을 영예스럽고 존경하는 마음으로 받아들입니까? 그리고 또한 정직, 성실, 겸손함과 불구의 정신 규범에 따라 생활하며 이를 실천하여 모범이 될 것을 엄숙히 서약하는 바입니까?
UWTA Black Belt Oath, Article Number 1. I accept with honor and respect the responsibilities, rights, and privileges bestowed upon achievement of the Black Belt rank in martial arts. I do hereby solemnly swear to live by and demonstrate the standards of honesty, integrity, humility, self-control, and indomitable spirit.
제2조 여러분은 무술 전통의 진정한 정신을 존중하는 마음에서 여러분의 사본과 도장에 대해 일변의 충성과 아낌없는 후원을 할 것을 서약하는 바입니다. 여러분은 가장 전통적인 무술인 태권도의 사절로서 약자와 무고한 자들을 지키고 보호하며 사랑할 것이며 정의를 실천하여 협동과 평화 및 건강에 증진할 것을 약속하는 바입니다.
Article 2. I pledge to honor and commit my unwavering loyalty and support to my instructor and school, with respect and dignity in the true spirit of the martial arts tradition. I promise as an ambassador of Taekwondo to make the most genuine martial art to defend and protect the weak and innocent, practice truth, love, and justice, and promote cooperation, peace, and health.
제3조 여러분은 겸손과 감사하는 마음으로 배우고 가르치며 더 나아가 여러분의 마음과 육체 및 정신의 성장이 최고의 경지에 이르도록 노력하고 훈련할 때 성공할 수 있음을 솔선수범하며 여러분은 사본과 본인을 훈련하는 과정에서 배운 것을 타인과 함께 나눔으로써 지도할 것을 서약하는 바입니까?
Article 3. I further pledge with unselfish humility and gratitude to learn, teach, and continue my mental, physical, and spiritual growth to the highest level, to lead by illustrating the oneness of training the body, mind, and spirit to succeed, and by sharing what I have learned through my example and training with others.
Number 4. 여러분은 고명하신 종합세계 태권도 협회 집행위원들 앞에서 고도의 능력을 시범하고 유단자 선수를 마쳤으며 캘리포니아주 로스베어 소재 종합세계 태권도 협회 본부 주관의 태권도 유단자 자격을 취득하였습니다. 관장 이종환.
Having demonstrated to the distinguished members of the UWTA Executive Council a high level of competence, having taken the Black Belt oath and earned a Black Belt in the art of Taekwondo under the authority and auspices of the United World Taekwondo Association, with headquarters in the city of Roseville and the state of California. Signed by Jongwan Lee, Grand Master, and there's a place also for you, the people being promoted, to indicate your signature and acceptance of this oath.
Thank you.
It is a ceremonial tradition to toast to your success as newly anointed black belts. In staying with tradition, we will also use the Korean word for cheers. Please raise your glasses. Please repeat after me. Gunbae. We would like to invite Grandmaster Rankins and Grandmaster Corey to the table. Next, we would like to anoint mastership. Master James Carswell, please come receive your master's uniform. Master Rock Carey, please come receive your master's uniform. Thank you, Grandmaster. Next, we would like to make some presentations for UWTA positions. Grandmaster Corey to read this list.
For 2021, our new officers and reappointments of officers include National Vice President, for USA operations is Master Amatis Perarian. National Vice President of Instruction is Master Paul Olson. National Vice President of Tournaments is Master Clinton S. Robinson. National Vice President of Examinations is Master Brian Hamlet. National Chief of Publications is Alicia Byrne. National Tournament Directors include Master Nick Beard and Master James Carswell. National Instruction Directors include Master Michael Rennick and Master Brian Kropp. National Examination Directors are Miss Carol Cooper and Miss Susan Harada. National Director of Camps for 2021 will be Master James Carswell. National Director of Transportation and Logistics is Master Rock Carey. Bay Area Regional Director, Master Wayne Jones. Bay Area Regional Chief of Instruction, Miss Adrienne Jones. Bay Area Regional Chief of Training Instruction Programs, Miss Aisha Jones. Bay Area Regional Chief of Tournaments, Master Wayne Jones. We'll hold both of those. Bay Area Regional Chief of Exams is going to be Master Brian Hamlet. Las Vegas Region. Regional Director is Master Sue Langdon. Regional Chief of Instruction, Master Sue Langdon. Regional Chief of Training Instruction Programs, falls under instruction, is also Langdon. Regional Chief of Tournaments will be Miss Jamie Johnson. Regional Chief of Exams, Master Sue Langdon will cover exams for that region. Oregon Region. Regional Director is going to be Master Charles Taft. Regional Chief of Instruction, Master John Patton. Chief of Training Instruction Programs, Master Patton will cover. Regional Chief of Tournaments, Mr. Edwin Watson. And Chief of Exams will be Master Taft covering. Sacramento Region. Regional Director, Master Joyce Brown. Regional Chief of Instruction will be Master Adam Frigga. Regional Chief of Trainee Instruction will be Mr. Clint Whittington. Regional Chief of Tournaments will be Mr. David Diaz and Miss Jamie Palmer. Sacramento Regional Chief of Exams will be Master Kelly Abishan. Regional Chief of Junior Leadership Programs will be Miss Alicia Byrne. Regional Chief of Junior Leadership Assistant Chief will be Robert Mabey. Sacramento Regional Assistant Chief of Trainees will be Mr. Michael Roney. Assistant Chief of Instruction will be Master Marcus Shelton. Regional Chief of Transportation and Logistics for the Sacramento events will be Mr. William Wong. Washington Region includes Master Sean Dalton as the Director. Regional Chief of Instruction, Master Dalton will continue in that role. Chief of Trainee Instruction, Greg Woodward. Chief of Tournaments, Miss Jamie Woodward. Chief of Exams, Mr. Woodward. Colorado Region will be directed by Mr. Andrew Beck. Alaska Regional Director will be Master Philip Jones. Indiana Region will be Mr. Andrew Johnson. Minnesota Regional Director will be Master Greg Bolts. Okay, thank you.
Senior Master Clinton S. Robinson will be presenting our annual awards next.
Okay, our Volunteer of the Year is Barbara Timtishin. Also Volunteer of the Year is Haima Vindantum. Also Volunteer of the Year, Belinda McCurdy. Junior Leader of the Year, Lily Alberton. Trainee of the Year, Kim Pham. Instructor of the Year, Jamie Woodward. Master Instructor of the Year, Master Brian Hamlet. UWTA School of the Year, Beck's Martial Arts. Mr. Beck, sir.
Ms. Beck? Welcome.
Turn around, face the camera. Turn that one. Come inside the frame, please, in front of the podium. Thank you.
National Officer of the Year, Carol Cooper. Competitor of the Year for the boy category is Brandon Wong. Competitor of the Year for the girl category is Ava Becerra. Competitor of the Year for teen boy is Leland Molinar. Competitor of the Year for teen girl is Miko Cooper. Competitor of the Year for adult male is June Valencia. Competitor of the Year for adult female, Janice Austin.
This year marks the 75th anniversary of the Mudokwan. This is an exceptionally special year, not only for the Mudokwan, but for the UWTA as well. Here is Grandmaster McHugh to tell you why.
안녕하십니까. My name is Tim McHugh, and I am a 9th Dan Grandmaster, as well as one of the executive vice presidents of the original Korea Taekwondo Mudokwan Association. On behalf of Mudokwan, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all UWTA members at this momentous occasion. As many of you know, the UWTA and Mudokwan have a very strong and unique relationship. Our president, Grandmaster Jungwon Lee, is also recently been appointed as the president of the Taekwondo Mudokwan. As such, I think our lineage with Mudokwan is undoubtedly very strong, and we should continue to support the Mudokwan as well as the UWTA in all of our endeavors. Many of you probably have heard the history of the Mudokwan and how it was founded by Grandmaster Hwang Ki in 1945 at the end of World War II. In the years to follow, Mudokwan grew to become the largest single school throughout Korea. At one point, approximately 75% of all martial artists training in Korea were members of the Mudokwan. This year celebrates the 75th anniversary. As such, I had been appointed to the World Mudokwan Heritage Task Force, which is a part of the World Mudokwan Heritage Program. This program was started by Grandmaster Hyung-chul Hwang, who was the son of the original founder, Hwang Ki. Last year in Korea, we had a phenomenal meeting between our Grandmaster Jungwon Lee, as well as Grandmaster Hwang and others, to discuss the Heritage Program and how we can assist each other through mutual cooperation, mutual respect, inclusion in our respective events and so forth. So I'm proud to say that this November, the World Mudokwan will be having a virtual 75th anniversary celebration, and I'd like to invite all of our UWTA members as well as Korea Taekwondo Mudokwan family members to participate. Likewise, the World Mudokwan members will also be attending our event in the spring to celebrate the Korea Taekwondo Mudokwan 75th anniversary. So, once again, talk to your instructors for information. It'll all be available through the UWTA website. And let's support our family, our Kwan, Mudokwan, as as one united family. So on behalf, once again, of the UWTA, as well as the Taekwondo Mudokwan, I'd like to congratulate all of you on this great event, and not only say Taekwondo, but Mudokwan!
Face Grandmaster. Charit Kanye. Please be seated. Speaking about UWTA's international growth is Grandmaster Rankins.
The United World Taekwondo Association is growing considerably outside of the United States. It's an international organization. We are growing in Brazil, Paraguay, Mexico, Argentina, Canada. We have also appointed a new operations officer for the operations in South America and Canada, and that's Senior Master Alexandra Pereira. Thank you very much.
Master Perarian would like to share a few words.
Wow, what a year. And I'm not talking about just the pandemic. But speaking of the pandemic, guys, you know, we think about positive people, positive thinkers and negative thinkers. Negative thinkers like to highlight the negatives in an experience. And positive people like to highlight the positive. I've always chosen to be a positive thinker and be that person with the glass half full. And I'm always in a place of gratitude and appreciation. That's how I choose to live my life. And even during the pandemic, I see all the positive things that are in front of us. In fact, after every fitness class that we teach, we have all of our students do 3 big breaths. Not too big because of COVID, obviously, and the mask, but 3 breaths. And with each breath, what they do is they count a blessing. Now, I've done this for years and years and years, and I have never ran out of blessings to count, including all the classes that I taught during the pandemic. So I want to remind everyone of all the things that you should be thankful for, even in a time that you might consider negative. Now, when we talk about 2020, it's filled with experiences. And one of the things in life that we are blessed to have is Taekwondo in our lives. And Taekwondo allows us to have experiences. When you train, you experience growth and personal development. You experience what's called pilsung, personal victories. When you test, you're literally testing yourselves to see what you're made of. You're also learning from that experience whether you pass or fail. That's what we do with experiences. We learn from them. When you compete, you're challenging yourself. You might think you're challenging someone else when you go to competition, but the true competitor is yourself, and putting yourself out of that comfort zone so you can continuously grow. So I'm very thankful to Taekwondo for allowing me to have experiences. This year on my Taekwondo journey, I got to experience being a bigger and better leader than ever before. I had to lead people to have a positive outlook. I had to motivate people to get off their couch, to move their body, to do their fitness and their Taekwondo. I had to motivate them to be healthy and happy. And we did this not only at our school, but also through the UWTA. And I'm so happy and pleased to announce that we have tested hundreds of black belts through this pandemic for their midterms and their black belts, keeping them positive and active. So I would like to give all of our UWTA instructors a big hand for taking part in that as well. Another big experience that I had this year in 2020 was the privilege of watching my instructor test for 9th degree black belt and change his title to Grand Master. If I told you all the experiences that I have had and been able to learn from my instructor, we would be here for days. However, I'd like to highlight two of the biggest things that I'd like to present to you guys today from watching him test, or mainly from his journey to his 9th Dan testing. The two highlights are learning about what it means to respect yourself, and the other is about being selfless. So when it comes to self-respect, I have learned from my instructor that you must take care of yourself to be healthy and fit so that you can maximize how you give, how you demonstrate Taekwondo, and how you live Taekwondo. For his 9th Dan testing, Grandmaster Corey had a BMI of 22, if that means anything to you. That means he's extremely healthy and fit for his age. He worked extremely hard to attain that goal. He's also taught me about respecting yourself enough to continue your education. Grandmaster Corey continues to train in his and further his education by going to Korea, doing Kukiwon courses, and other courses in the United States to continue his own personal education so he can pass that on to his students and his school owners that he's created. The other aspect that I've learned about self-respect is that you have to respect yourself enough to contribute to your own personal growth and development. To this day, Grandmaster Corey trains with his instructor on a weekly basis. How important is that to set that example for your students? And that is what we talk about when we say respect yourselves, to make sure that you're doing the right things always. The last one is confidence. You have to respect yourself enough to have enough confidence to know that you can overcome. Grandmaster Corey has had 4 back surgeries. He has a cage in his back. He wasn't supposed to walk, let alone test for 8th degree, where he broke stacks of concrete, and he tested for 9th Dan after having full knee surgery. Okay, so this is what it means to respect yourself, have enough confidence to know you can overcome. And these are the things that I've learned about respecting yourself. When it comes to selflessness, he constantly gives to his students to become the best martial artists he can, and many of those have led to new school owners. He contributes to his community, and he betters his community by creating black belts that have good core morals and values to go and live a wonderful life and help out the world and making it a better place for all of us. He also contributes selflessly to our organization, giving to all the other school owners, not just his line, but every school owner, as you guys know, if you're part of the UWTA, how much this man gives. And the Taekwondo worldwide. Grandmaster Corey is part of international committees stemming from UWTA, Kukiwon, and Mudokwon, continuously contributing, making him extremely selfless. I'm blessed to have witnessed his journey up to 9th Dan, and I look forward to walking in his footsteps, and I thank him for leading like a true Grandmaster, and also for providing all the experiences through the Taekwondo journey that you have led all of us in as our instructor. Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Last, Grandmaster Robinson would like to leave you with a message. Grandmaster Robinson.
I think I'll take this off. Make sure we can get my message across. And number one, I'd certainly like to thank all of you for your cooperation during these times. I mean, the pandemic is something none of us expected, but it's here. So what do? When you reach an obstacle? You keep moving forward. Okay? You don't complain about it. You don't cry about it. You don't make excuses for it. You keep going. And I think all of you have demonstrated that, particularly in the fact that you kept training and you showed up here today for the testing. That's a very admirable attribute to have. So, and I'd like to ask you a question. Does anybody know who the wealthiest person in the world was in 1910? Let me ask you another question. Does anybody care? No, of course not. Because it has nothing to do directly with you. Okay? Master Corey and I were having a conversation actually this week about who provides incentive. And you know, in terms of my life, outside of my parents, there were 3 people. I'd like to tell you who they were. My first grade teacher, Miss Charles. Why do I remember Miss Charles? She changed my life. I was misbehaving in class on the first day of class, and Miss Charles brought me up and gave me some corporal punishment on my knuckles that got my attention. Straightened me out. You know, she made me sit at the front of the classroom, and I became a very good student. I went from the first grade to the 3rd grade. So I'll always remember that. I remember my junior high school principal, Mr. Grant, because as a result of my interaction with Mr. Grant, that encouraged me to go to a college that perhaps none of you have ever heard of. It's called Tuskegee Institute. And I wanted to go there because that's where he went. So I made it a point to do that. Then my high school principal, Mr. Gaines. And sure, none of these names mean anything to you, but they mean something to me. Mr. Gaines was a very small man, but he was a very powerful man in terms of attitude and outlook. And I learned from him that you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for things you believe are right, regardless of the consequence. So those 3 people impacted me. And I think all of us and all of you are having impact on your students. And I think it has to go beyond your students. We don't just impact students. Taekwondo doesn't exist only in the dojo, and when you leave, it's gone. It exists in how you live your life. The impact you have on your neighbors, the impact you have on your community, not just your students. See, because there are many different walks of life. And one is not better than the other. They all contribute to the whole. So I'd like to express my appreciation to all of you sitting in this room for pursuing the path of Taekwondo. It's very important. And I'd like for you to think about instilling a memory in those people that you get to touch so that they can become powerful, good leaders and continue the example that's been set by those who went before us. With that in mind, again, thanks. We're growing even during these times of crisis. Growth is always possible. Always possible. It's a matter of how you perceive things. Okay? What is your concept? What do you see? And you know what? We all see different things, and that's okay too. because how we interpret life or what lens we're utilizing to see things that exist outside of us help us understand others even better. And, look for a way to work together, not for a way to separate. So look forward to seeing you guys at events in the near future. Thank you for your continued support and participation with the UWTA. Thank you.
Thank you, Grandmaster Robinson. Masters and Grandmasters, please stand up. Chariot, Kukurahayo Kunye. Baro. Munyang. Baro. Masters and Grandmasters, please face the students. Students, Chariot, Kunye. Congratulations, Black Belts. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Please,